all that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh ho. Beat on the brat, beat on.
How you doing? Yeah, well, today, as you can see, we are in West Virginia. We picked up our load. We're doing 1.5D. That's blasting agents. So it doesn't have to be manned, guarded 24 hours, but there always has to be somebody in the truck at all times, so we have to take turns. So we're in the middle of West Virginia somewhere, in the middle of the mountains. And we're going to New Jersey. Going to go to Jersey. So, yeah, we have to be there by 7 a.m. and then off to Boston by 4 p.m. So it's going to be a busy day. Lots of driving, lots of driving, lots of driving. When you have explosives on your truck, you have to follow special hazmat routing. It's even more detailed routing than normal hazmat. Like for us, where we're going in West Virginia to New Jersey, the most direct, shortest route would be go up through Pennsylvania and go over. But in Pennsylvania, they have all those tunnels. Well, you can't go in tunnels when you have hazmat. When you have explosives. So now we have to come back down to the 81 into Virginia, and we have to go around. It adds like 100 miles to our trip. So you have to be very, very careful when you get your loads, especially when you're doing hazmat, that you trip plan. Trip planning is very, very important, because you don't want to find yourself somewhere, you know, you've gone, you know, half your distance, and then, oh crap, I can't go through that tunnel, and now you got to turn around and you have to go miles and miles and miles. You know, you just save yourself the trouble and trip plan before you go. Now, one of the most important things is to not rely solely on your GPS. It can give you a good overview where you got to go, main highways, things like that, but you really need to get out your book, your atlas. So, your atlas, this is really, really important. This is your best friend, right here. We get the laminated one with the spiral. It's much better. You want this because inside here it has your table of contents, maybe if you can see it, and it'll tell you where low bridges are. It tells you if you're going to go into some small town somewhere, not all roads trucks can go on. So it has highlighted routes, you know, the roads are all highlighted that trucks can drive on. So you have to make sure that you cross-reference your route with the road atlas. Don't rely on the hazmat GPS. It's just a computer. I mean, Like, you know, what was it, a couple weeks ago, some CRST guy ended up at the end of a pier by the ocean because his GPS said to turn. I mean, it's like, come on, man. And you know, and also too, a lot of the times you might be someplace where you don't have any internet, so you don't have access to, you know, Google Maps on your phone, and things like that. Like out here in West Virginia, we can't even call anybody. We have no cell phone signal at all. It's retarded. So, but this is your best friend. It'll tell you low bridge clearances, hazmat routes, you know, truck routes, bridge weights. Tells you how to adjust your trailer for bridge weights. It's a really good thing. It's a good tool. It's a tool that every trucker needs to know how to use. If you don't know how to use it, you should sit down and, you know, start reading the front couple pages. It tells you how to use it. It can be a lifesaver. It really can, especially like there's bridges with weight limits, and you know, sometimes you just have to take the exit before and take a, you know, a little highway around. It adds like 5 miles to your trip maybe. But yeah, that's very important, especially when you have, you know, sensitive material on board and you have to take specific routing. And there's also another book that I think that that all truckers should have. This is just my opinion. I'm a girl. I can't just, well, I mean, I guess I could, but, you know, I'm not really going to pull over on any off-ramp and take a pee. But ours it's a little worn out. We use it all the time. It's the ultimate truck parking guide. You can find them at all of the major, like the Iowa 80 truck stop, the Petros, the 70 Oak Grove, stuff like that, and some other truck stops too. You can also order it online. We had one with a spiral, but it was out of date. But inside, it has the highways. I don't know, it's hard to do this. It has the highways, and it has the mile markers, and it shows you what there is at that mile marker. Like it tells you, you know, where the weigh station is, you know, if you're worried about that. It tells you what mile marker the rest areas are at and how many parking spots it has. It tells you where all the pilots are, Walmarts, grocery stores, anywhere where there's parking available. We were in Tennessee last week, and we got to, we were out and there was no place to park. We stopped at a Love's, we stopped at a TA, a Pilot, and a Flying J, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was so tired, and there was like no place to park. It was crazy. And I was like, yeah, oh yeah, we got our book, you know, because we finally went home and got the rest of our stuff. And so we pulled out the book, and there was a Sunoco at some random exit that, you know, you couldn't tell was anywhere else. It didn't say from the road that there was truck parking, but we go in there, and it had this huge lot next door, and there was like maybe 10 or 15 trucks in there, and there was still room for like 30 more trucks. But, you know, we had stopped at these other truck stops a few minutes before, and they were packed, people parking on on-ramps and off-ramps. And so it's very important that, you know, that's part of your trip planning also. So we had a mandatory pullover. There's a big steep grade, and they want you to do a brake check. So just like we were talking about in the other video, doing the pre-trip, this is when it comes in handy to do the brake test. So you're just gonna pump it down, you're gonna put it in neutral, and make sure the buttons are pushed in. Good till the light comes on. Keep pumping it down until both buttons pop out. There you go. And then you want to log it on your Qualcomm that you did a brake check, so that when you go down this big grade, if something were to happen, you stopped and you checked your brakes. So it's a little bit of a CYA. And plus, you know, it's smart to do, you know, because everybody wants to go home. And also, you know, because we're hauling hazmat explosives, you want to make sure that you do everything possible, everything that you can to make sure that you're safe and that you're following all the rules and everything's 100%. So we're here at a TA. We're getting fuel. Little tip, little secret. We're gonna get 50 gallons now, and I'm gonna get 50 gallons later. Normally we like to go to Love's. That's the company we're with. They prefer Love's. Plus we get 4 times points and all that, so we can gain our free money faster and everything. But we're going up into New England, and there are no Love's up there. There like might be 1 or 2. So in order to get our free showers, we're doing 50 gallons now, and we'll do 50 gallons later, and then we can get every 50 gallons you get a shower, so we can get a couple free showers. So that's our little secret for now. Oh, while we're getting fuel, got my paper towels and I got my glass cleaner. Smoking these stupid vape pipes. The windows, they always get fogged up. They get like a film on them, so I gotta wash the windows. So it's always important. Make sure you keep your windows clean, you know, good line of sight and all that. So yeah, you guys can watch me clean my windows. So I've got the side window. I'm gonna do the windshield. Let's see if I'm coordinated enough to hold the phone while I wash the window. Yeah, because this is very interesting, I know. So, gotta clean them inside and out, inside and out. Yeah, it's the wonderful things you do, you know. You think, oh, I'm gonna go out on the road, I'm gonna drive a truck, I don't gotta clean anymore. Yeah, right. Still gotta wash the windows and make sandwiches and shit. Alright. That's enough of that. I'll be back. Yeah, but you know, I make some pretty bomb sandwiches, so it's alright. I don't mind. So now you can clean the instrument panel. Make sure it's all nice and clean. Wipe down everything. Yeah, it's important. It's important to keep your stuff clean. All your gauges, your windows, and all that. I don't know. Kind of like, you know, you're sitting like 2 feet from it all day long, so if it's gross, it's gross. So got all the windows clean, got a free shower. Let's see, I gotta make me some coffee maybe. It's 10 o'clock. I still got about 400 miles to go, so I think I need to make some coffee. Come back here, we got, ta-da, we got the Keurig machine. Let's see here, I'm gonna unplug that, plug that one in, turn it on, get some water out. This thing here is so much better. We had a regular coffee pot in here for a while, but that one, it's a pain in the ass, because then you got all the coffee grounds and the filter and everything all the time, and the coffee pot moves all around. You can't make it while you're driving. So I got my Bubba. This thing's awesome. Keeps everything way too hot. Way too hot for way too long. So get that going. Like at the dark roast. Yum yum. Nothing's better than good coffee. Folgers, ugh, it's gross. Really got turned on to good coffee, and once you have good coffee, you don't really want anything else. So let that brew up. That only takes a minute. Get the trusty sugar, because you can't have coffee without sugar. Gotta have your milk. I usually like to use some flavored creamer, but being here in the truck, and I don't drink as much coffee in the truck as I do at home, so the fridge is not that big. It's just this little fridge here, and it's like a drawer. There's no shelf or anything. It's just a drawer. So gotta be selective of the stuff that we put in it. So I have a little coffee with my sugar. I like a lot of sugar. So as you can see, it's almost done making already. So a dirty truck, I gotta clean. Maybe after, that wasn't really enough coffee. Oh well. Maybe after I clean up the truck, maybe I'll do a little tour of the truck and see how the other half lives in our little rolling jail cell. So I do about 4 sugars. I can't remember if that's 4 or 5, but it'll be alright. Gotta make sure, you know, it's like kind of like camping. You gotta make sure everything's in Ziplocs and sealed containers and strapped down because everything moves around all the time. So there we go. So that's about that, and now I gotta get back on the road. So hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe.